Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the McFarlane DC Multiverse New 52 Huntress. Not only that, but this is the Platinum Chase variant. This one looks like it's sort of based off of the Justice League Task Force figure from many years ago, and I really prefer this look to the other one. I ordered this from Big Bad Toy Store, glad it wasn't too late, so let's take a look at the packaging. As you can see at the top, 22 moving parts, McFarlane Toys, ages 12+. McFarlane Collector's Edition, DC Multiverse Huntress, McFarlane Platinum Edition. Here she is in the package. Looks like we have a display stand, collector's card, 3 different faceplates, crossbow, and 6 hands. One side of the package, Huntress for the New 52, even though this version is not for the New 52. This is the 23rd figure in the McFarlane Collector's Edition subline. Other side, Huntress. At the bottom, there's the barcode, but it looks like Big Bad Toy Store put their own barcode on top of the original barcode. Not that either one will help you find the Platinum. And at the back, here she is from the New 52 comics. So with no further ado, let's open her up. And of course, I got 2 of these figures, one of which to open and enjoy, the other one to keep unopened in my complete Batman-related unopened action figure collection. And here she is, next to the regular version, the New 52 Huntress. Look at the differences in the costume. Alright. Now that this figure out of the package, here she is with all of her accessories laid out. We have a display stand, collector's card, her signature crossbow, total of 6 hands and 3 faceplates. Before we take a look at all that, let's talk about and check out the figure. So this is Huntress. Her real name is Helena Bertinelli. She was a daughter of a famous crime boss, and they were all attacked by a rival mob. And she sort of vowed to take on crime to sort of revenge her parents. There are many different versions of her. The Earth 2 version is Helena Wayne, the daughter of Bruce Wayne and Selina Kyle, but not this one. This is Helena Bertinelli, and she's a member of the Bat family. She's a prominent member of Birds of Prey, which was Oracle, Black Canary, and Huntress. She's a member of the Bat family, but her methods are a little bit too violent, and a lot of time Batman won't accept her. This is the Platinum Chase version, and done in her 90's outfit, similar to Kenner's Total Justice figure, and I love it. So let's take a look. Now, this figure has one huge problem, and it's really the placement of the head. You can see it's kind of crooked right now, and it sits far too low on the neck. Replacing it with a different barbell that's much longer really fixes the problem. I don't necessarily have one handy, but I've seen some people online, and it makes a tremendous difference. Her head is far too low, and then the hair is pushing her shoulders, causing her head to be sort of lopsided. I can show you my fix to that, but a long barbell is the best fix. So, this one here, like I said, is in the 90's outfit. Mostly purple and dark blue. She has her mask here, which has a sort of, I don't know, thing sticking up, kind of like bat ears. And I'd say it's more akin to her New 52 look. Shoulder pads, double jointed elbows, double jointed knees. The legs look very familiar. You can see that odd texture on them. It's from the Arkham City Catwoman, but an odd choice to have sort of this half textured and then not. Utility belt, the 90's Huntress logo, cloth soft goods cape with a wire on either side. Fantastic looking figure. And a closer look at her face and head sculpt, which looks really good, but is lopsided for the reasons I said before. Like I said, I do think it looks good, the hair looks good, the mask looks good, the face looks good, but a little error with the barbell and kind of messed up the head there. Now, my biggest fix is just take the head and pull it upward a little. You gotta really tug on that thing, pull it up as high as you can, and bam, it sits a little bit higher up. Straightens out the head because it gives the hair a little bit more room to breathe there, and bam, your hair looks pretty straight. A better solution would be pull it up even higher, but that would require a different barbell if you happen to have one handy, or you can 3D print one. It can really make a big difference on the figure. But really tug that head as hard as you can, pull it up, rotate a little bit, and it looks tons better. And here's the figure, broken down as far as she can go, with all of her removable parts detached. Now let's check out her accessories, starting off with the boring stuff. Here's her display stand, typical McFarlane display stand we've seen countless times before. The only difference is this one's part of the collector's line, so it has a silver DC at the bottom. Very thin, very basic. Here's our collector's card. As you can see, it's an image of Huntress from the New 52 comics. Even though this version isn't from New 52, it's just a variant on that original version. McFarlane Collector's Edition. On the back, there is a description. If you want to read that, pause now. Now let's look at her hands. She has a total of 6 of them, 3 right hands and 3 left hands. Here she is, with her first pair of hands. These are her fists. Then, with her second pair of hands, this is a pair of gripping hands with trigger fingers for her crossbow. And her third pair of hands, this is a pair of open hands. Now let's look at her faces. She has 3 different face plates, and McFarlane doesn't do this very often. Usually they'll do different heads, and usually they're on different releases. The only other faceplate swap I can think of is from the recent Manhunter figure. 2 of her faces have the pointed mask, and 1 has the old school 90's mask on the face. Here's a look at her first face. This one has the pointed mask and a regular expression. Here's her second head. This one also has a pointed mask and has a smiling face. And her third face. This one has a mask that's simply on her face, not pointed. I think this is the most appropriate mask for this costume. This is how I'm going to display this figure. And finally, we have her crossbow. Huntress typically uses 2 weapons, a crossbow or a bow staff. This crossbow is all done in black paint, which kind of takes away from her a little bit. I mean, the arrowhead could be silver, the arrow could be wood, feathers on the arrow, they shouldn't be black. Whole thing's black, very bland paint job, but the crossbow itself doesn't really look all that good either. Here's the Huntress, holding that crossbow, pointing it right at you. Now if you happen to have the Collector's Edition Red Hood, he came with a crossbow that I think is significantly better for this Huntress. Here she is holding that one. Now let's talk about her cape for a second. Cape is done in a purple cloth soft goods material. It's got a bendy wire on the other side, stretched out about this far, and can easily be displayed, swaying in the wind, etc. Really liking what they're doing with the new cloth capes lately. Now let's check out the differences and similarities between this Platinum Chase version of the Huntress and the original version. The platinum one on the left is from the 90's comics, and the regular version is from the New 52. I much prefer this platinum version. So let's take a look. Now they are the 100% the same figure, same sculpt, same articulation. I chose to use this face on this one, and this face on this one. Seems more appropriate for the costume. Biggest complaint, the head sits far too low on the neck. This one has a sort of cross shape on the torso, and this one has a sort of V shape. Different shades of purple. This one's black, this one's dark blue. This one has the Huntress logo, this one does not. Capes are even different. Black versus purple. This one is outlined in white. They both look very nice, but this one takes the freaking cake. And then to check out the reuse between Huntress and the Arkham City Catwoman. Obviously the heads are totally different. The torso is totally different, both the top and the stomach. The diaper is totally different. And then we get to the arms. And you can see the interesting sculpting detail that they use for the Arkham City Catwoman. And it's on Huntress, and they just sort of painted over it. Very odd sort of choice to reuse this body of all bodies. And the leg in particular is very odd. This one has that circle, which continues up to the diaper area. This one has that circle that doesn't, goes to a smooth diaper area, and it's very weird. It seems like there are some other female legs they could have used that were a little more smooth. There's no reason for this texturing, neither on the 90's Huntress or the New 52 version. You think they could have used, I don't know, a back row leg or something else. Just seems like a really odd choice for reuse. Giving us now 4 McFarlane figures utilizing this base body, Catwoman and the Huntress. Now they've taken a pretty good look at both the figure and her accessories. Let's check out her height. From bottom to the top of her head, standing right at 7 inches tall, which can translate to just under 18 centimeters. And for articulation, starting with her head, of course, she's going to rotate side to side. She can look up and down at least a little bit. Can't really tilt her head from one side to the other because the hair is stopping that. Shoulders on a ball joint. The shoulder pads are soft. They move totally out of the way. Up, down, around, all that good stuff. She does have that butterfly ring between her shoulder and chest. Increase the range of motion and cover the gap that would be there. Bicep cut. Double jointed elbows. Her wrist can rotate and it's hinged as well. Torso, she's got a ball joint. Rotate around, forward and back. Another one, her waist. Rotate around, forward and back. Between the two, very good range of motion in the torso area. Legs, complete as a splits. McFarlane style hip joints. Rotation is non-existent. They go forward all the way. Back not much. Double jointed knees. And her ankle. Forward and back. Rotate. tilt rock, and a little bit of toe articulation there. Mine's a little bit stuck. Here's a look at this Huntress on a rooftop of Gotham. A closer look at Huntress with both her crossbow and staff. And here's this version of Huntress stomping down the New 52 version. I like this one a lot better. Now let's check around next to some of their action figures, starting off with some of their Huntress figures. Here's this platinum version of the Huntress next to the regular New 52 version of the Collector's Edition Huntress. Which one do you guys like better? I know some people really like this look. It's similar to the Justice League Unlimited outfit, but this is my version of Huntress. And just like the regular version of Huntress is based off the New 52, similar to this DC Collectibles figure, this platinum version of Huntress is very similar to her 90's look. Here she is next to a DC Direct Huntress in a similar outfit, and the old Kenner Total Justice Huntress, which looks almost exactly the same as this one. Here she is next to all of my DC Direct Huntress figures. Now Huntress has had many looks over the years. You see her sort of sexier flesh look from the Hush comics. She also had a similar look like that back in the 90's. She had an old school Silver Age look. Lots of different looks for Huntress. They can make many figures of her. And here she is, next to the Mattel DC Universe Classics Huntress. Then, with the Mafex Huntress figure. And here, with a couple of Kenner Total Justice Huntress figures. Here's a look at all of my Huntress figures. I've always liked the character. She's a little bit more of an obscure Bat ally. She doesn't follow Batman's rules, his methods. She's too violent. She does kill, although he keeps her in check most of the time. Here's Huntress, next to the Question. They made a really cool team in Justice League Unlimited. Here's a look at McFarlane's 90's Bat family. Nightwing, Batman, Huntress, Robin, and Batgirl. If they add in a 90's version of the Spoiler, a 90's version of Azrael in his Sword of Azrael costume, Oracle, we could have a really cool 90's Bat family. They're getting there. And here she is, next to the Rebirth Bat family. The Signal, Batgirl, Batwoman, Nightwing, Batman, Azrael, Huntress, Red Hood, Damian Wayne Robin, Orphan or Batgirl, Ghostmaker, and Robin or Red Robin. Now, of course, Azrael is from Curse of the White Knight, but is very similar to both his 90's Sword of Azrael and the Rebirth look. I hope they make both those versions. We really have a pretty nice Rebirth Bat family. Now let's complete the 90's version. So here's the McFarlane Collector's Edition Wave 1. Every single Collector's Edition figure has a Platinum Chase variant. Here are both the regular and Platinum Chase variants of the first appearance Superman, the Abyss, and Alan Scott Green Lantern. And here's the second wave of Collector's Edition figures, both regular and Platinum versions of Firestorm, Hawkman, and Sinestro. Then, the third wave of Collector's Edition figures. We have the Death and Return of Superman, Captain Carrot, Batman as Green Lantern, and Wonder Woman. Here's the fourth wave. This wave consisted of Penguin, Starfire, and Captain Boomerang. And here's the fifth wave of McFarlane Collector's Edition figures, both the regular and Platinum Chase variants of Sergeant Rock, Connor Kent Superboy, and Manga Batman. Here's the sixth wave of McFarlane Collector's Edition figures, Red Hood, Ragman, Clock King, and Agent Liberty. And finally, here's the seventh wave of McFarlane Collector's Edition figures, both the regular and Platinum Chase variants of the Dark Knight Returns Batman, Huntress, and some Green Lantern Corps members. We have Tomar Ray, Evan Sewer, Arcus Chumuk, and the Green Man. And since this Cyborg Superman is a Platinum Chase variant, I wanted to take a look at all the different McFarlane DC Multiverse Platinum Chase variants out there. Here are all the sort of older Platinum Chase variants. Gold, bronze, unpainted, and then some newer versions. And here are all the more modern McFarlane DC Multiverse Platinum Chase variants. I'm fully caught up, still waiting on my Dr. Time to come in. I'm sure here within a week or two there will be more Platinums to chase down, but here are all the recent releases. I am still looking for one more Platinum Collector's Edition Red Hood, Ragman, and Clock King for my unopened collection. Now stick around, next to some other recently released McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Here she is, next to the Target exclusive gold label, Sinestro with Parallax Armor, and Commander Steel. Here's Huntress, next to the most recent Jokerized wave, Hush, Harley Quinn, and the Last Night on Earth Batman. And here she is, next to the most recent Page Puncher wave, both the regular and Platinum Chase variants of the Rebirth Deathstroke and the Damian Wayne Robin. Then, next most recent Platinum Wave, the Question, Shiny Knight, and Effigy. And now, with the dawn of the DC Red Hood and the Rebirth Cyborg, here's Huntress next to the Michael Go Alfred that came with the Batman Forever Batmobile, the McFarlane Toy Store exclusive Jonah Hex, and the GameStop exclusive Frostbite Deathstroke. And here she is, next to the Batman Forever Wave, Collector Build a Nightmare Bat. Then, next to the previous Platinum Wave, Bat Begins Lucius Fox, the Flash movie Batfleck, Bullseye Batman, and Hugo Strange's Batman. And now, with the previous Batman Wave, both the regular and Platinum Chase variants of their Batman Reborn Dick Grayson Batman, the Adam West Batman, and the World's Finest, Fusion, Batman Superman. And finally, with the Walmart exclusive Gold Label Vampire Shazam and Max Mercury. Now let's check around next to some action figures from different various companies, so we can see how she fits in both scale and style-wise, in case you know which lines you can mix her with. Since she's a McFarlane toy, they're typically the 7-inch scale. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of the larger action figure lines I collect, and work my way smaller. But first, let's check her out with some of her McFarlane Toys brothers and sisters. In front of you are 5 different action figure lines, all from McFarlane Toys, all 7-inch scale. And now, with some Jack-specific wrestling figures and some Diamond Select toys, here she is, next to a lighter. And here she is, next to some DC Direct and NECA figures. Then, with both some Mattel and Jazzwares wrestling figures. And now, with some Mezco and Mattel DC figures. Next, with some Mafex and Hasbro Marvel Legends. And finally, with some SH Figure Arts and Jazzwares Fortnite figures. So overall, I do really like this Huntress figure. I love the fact that they gave us sort of a half-assed 90s version of the Huntress. Even though it's lazy and has some inaccuracies, I do still really like it. Now I give the original one a 6.5 out of 10, and mainly because the head issues. The head sits way too far in the neck, it looks bad, and it's tilted because it's sitting too far down and the hair is pushing against the shoulders, causing it to be lopsided. And frankly, that sucks. It's something McFarlane could have easily done differently if they used a larger barbell. And I know they have plenty of options like that. Whoever's in charge of quality control could do a better job of quality control, my word. If you can fix this, great. And even if you don't, I still really like the figure. If I give the regular one a 6.5, I'll give this one, I guess, a 7. I want to give it a 7.5 so bad, but the head problem is totally there. It's very relevant. You can pull it up and sort of correct it, but it really just needs a bigger peg. Still, I like the figure. It also has a lot of inaccuracies. The boots are not right, the texturing for the Arkham City Catwoman is lazy and not appropriate. But you don't really notice those things. As a whole, it looks like the 90s Huntress, and I appreciate that. If this is the only way we're ever to get one, then cool, but I would prefer a proper one eventually. Still, really happy to have this figure, happy I didn't miss it, and I like it a lot better than the other version. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.